Good afternoon. Welcome to Rudolph's Mountains. And you join me climbing steeply uphill in the late afternoon. And it's a beautiful day. Didn't start out that way. It's a bit cloudy this morning, so hence a late night expedition. But not too big a one to finalise the tops in this very beautiful area. Well, that walk through the woods was very pleasant. Now I'm looking for an abrupt left-hand turn, which I think is down there. Just broken out of the woods and then straight back in again. Although today, with it being so hot, it does give us a bit of shade, which I should be grateful for, really. Anyway, we plod through this forest for a little while before we pop out on the hillside a little later on. Well, we've done best part of 1,000 feet of ascent in that forest, and I've just pushed on as quickly as I can because just for a change I'm against the clock with getting around this one before it goes dark. But we're out of the forest now and onto the open hillside. A bit further around here we pick up a path that'll take us onto a grassy trail in the direction of our first top. Wow, it's opening up now and it's absolutely beautiful. Wow, that was a close one. For some reason I got it into my head that we were doing 2 tops today, and I was looking at the map wondering why on earth I wasn't just going straight on at that gate, and why the route I plotted took me over on the detour to the right. And then I realised that there is actually 3 tops, and the first one just scrapes in as a Nuttall of 610 metres and is called Bache Hill, and yeah, it's just over here. Welcome to the top of Bache Hill. Wow, beautiful viewpoint this one. Let's get Daisy out, give you a quick tour before we push straight on. Daisy, over to you, sausage. Thank you, Daisy. Right, next one, heading over towards that mast. Goodbye to Bache Hill. I was originally planning just to cut across the corner, but I don't know if there's a decent path that way, and I know there's a good one the way I left off. So I'm returning back to that good path, and then we'll head over to Mixen, which has got a big mast on the top, so we won't be doing any drone flying around there. We started the day just off the A44 in a little village called New Radnor. Beautiful little village, parked up there by the local school, with it being a Saturday. That's nice and quiet, and I'm not pinching people's day-to-day parking spaces. So now I've just jumped over that fence. I'm just going to take a bearing straight towards Mixen, and that should pop us out in the corner of this field where there's a gate or a stile, I think, over into the next one. Oh, doing okay for time. It's 6 o'clock, so I've got 3 more hours of daylight, which should be enough, but no time to dilly-dally. So the route for this walk runs around the perimeter of a military firing range. So there's signs like that one all the way around the edge warning you to stay away, and we are going to be going quite close to the border on occasions throughout this walk. So we need to keep an eye out for those signs and make sure we respect them, because we don't want to be blown up. Oh dear. Anyway, doing well. Mixen is, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes away. Welcome to the top of Mixen, Nuttall number 2 of the day. Absolutely glorious here. It's only taken half an hour to get over. Beautiful, beautiful. I say there's a big mast here, so not a place to fly the drone. So I'll grab the camera, give you a quick 360, and then we'll push straight on. Goodbye to Mixen. I seem to be wandering into a bog, which is nice. Yeah, the next stop is around the other side of Harley Dingle, so we got to go around the perimeter of that before we can pick up our final top of the day, and we'll stop there and grab some tea. I've got myself a special Welsh treat. to finish off our holiday in mid Wales. Wow, it's been absolutely gorgeous. It's such a beautiful place. The roads, particularly the B roads, are just epic on a motorcycle. Really enjoyed them. And yeah, just the scenery is just blows your mind. It's absolutely gorgeous. Really enjoyed it. So I have some fond memories of this place. We'll definitely be back in the future. But this will be the last of me Nuttalls in this area. Still got some to do a bit further south in the Black Mountains and the Brecon Beacons, so we'll be back to bag them at some point in the future. Anyway, let's focus on this bog hopping and try and find our way around the end of Harley Dingle. You can see the route I've got to take there around the edge of the forest along that fence around the end of the dingle before we make our way across to our final top. Well, that's us around the end of Harley Dingle. I'm making our way up the other side to our final top of the day, which is Great Rhos. Turns out I'm not quite around Harley Dingle yet. That's us definitely around the end of Harley Dingle. I don't think there is that much more ascent to do. I've just got to try and pick my way over to Great Rhos, or Rhos Fawr. I'm not entirely sure which is the correct name. I don't remember there being much of a path going over to the summit, but I'm sure we'll track it down. It's not too far away, so I shall pick you up again when we get there in a few minutes, all being well. Wow, the views have just opened up. Oh, beautiful. Welcome to the top of Rhos Fawr. What a beautiful viewpoint. It is a sort of a barren place, the top of this one. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I think we're far enough away from the firing range to do a quick daisy tour. I'll keep the drone close by. And then we'll stop and have our tea and I'll show you my Welsh treat. So my little treat to finish off this holiday in mid Wales is Barbrith. Oh. Right, goodbye to Rhos Fawr. I spent way too long on there. Oh dear me, it was just so nice. It's so warm and the air's so clear, I can see for miles, and I was just munching away, chilling out. And eventually tore myself away from the top because I looked at the time and we've only got an hour and a half until sunset. And really, in terms of distance, we're only just over halfway, so we've got a lot of ground to cover. So yeah, I'm really going to get my finger out, push on, and see if we can get back to New Radnor before dark. I was hoping to pop and see water breaks its neck waterfall just because it's got the coolest name I've ever heard, but that's not going to happen today because there's no way I'll get there and then get back to the bike before dark, and then I've got to ride another 40 minutes or so back to where we're staying, and then I've got to pack up tonight because we're heading home in the morning. So yeah, it's all going to be busy. Why is my life always so rushed? I always seem to be hurtling about all over the place. Anyway, let's crack on, and I shall take you with me as we hurtle as quickly as possible back to the start. Right, I've crossed the fence, and I thought I'd found a little track on the map when I was plotting the route, but is that it over there? Can't really see anything here on the ground. This is it here, this little what? I don't know. Anyway, shortly we'll pick up a proper track, which is hopefully will make a bit better pace on this sort of lumpy ground. You gotta take a bit of care. Right, I found a track. I think what I plotted was a little water course rather than an animal track, which has happened to me quite a lot when you're looking from the satellite view and you see this, what appears to be a track on the ground. Very often it's water rather than where people or animals have been walking. Anyway, we follow this track for a little while, and then before it reaches the forest we turn off it abruptly to go and follow the perimeter of the firing range. This bridleway is epic. running down a gully behind the back of the firing range. Holy mackerel. So looking back on my walks in mid Wales, last time out in the Elan Valley, Dragon Vower, stunning area that is, absolutely beautiful. And on that walk I saw absolutely nobody. Today I've seen 2 people at a distance, that's all, on a Saturday. And the time I've spent in the Pumlemans has been epic too. Oh dear me. Yeah, so the Mid Wales has been absolutely awesome. Really enjoyed it. Different sort of terrain to North Wales. Maybe not as dramatic, but so pretty. A little bit like the Yorkshire Dales in some ways, I suppose. Yeah, so looking forward to coming back in the future. I've really enjoyed today. We're making good time. I'm going to be back in New Radnor probably 10 minutes or so before sunset, all being well, so I should have some light on my return journey on the motorbike, so all is good. So this walk brings to a finish the Nuttalls in this area. I think I've got one more in mid Wales still to do, just south of the Pumlemans. But I've really enjoyed this area. It's been absolutely beautiful and so quiet. You really do get to have the place to yourself most of the time. Anyway, enough of me prattling on. I'm going to end the video here, just a couple more shots to finish the story. So yeah, if you're still watching, thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next one, wherever that may be. Ta-ta for now.